Welcome to Chill Flicks, and hello. These are some of the top action films that are now accessible for Netflix viewing in 2025 if you're searching for a pure excitement. These films have everything you need to make your heart race, from thrilling tales of retaliation to international espionage and breathtaking sequences that test the limits of action cinema. Please be aware that different regions may have different Netflix movie availability. Let's now examine the best action films that Netflix has to offer this year. Number 10. Becky. This 2020 action thriller takes a bloody and unexpected twist on the classic home invasion story. The film follows Becky Hooper, a rebellious teenager still grieving the loss of her mother. When her father takes her to their lakeside vacation home for a weekend getaway, the trip quickly spirals into chaos as a group of escaped convicts, led by the violent neo-Nazi Dominic, invade the property in search of a hidden key. What begins as a nightmare for Becky soon transforms into a ruthless fight for survival. Using her wits, anger, and sheer willpower, she turns the tables on the intruders, unleashing a shocking level of brutality for someone her age. The film thrives on its tight, relentless pacing and Lulu Wilson's fearless performance as Becky, who shifts from vulnerable teen to terrifying avenger. Number 9. Last Seen Alive. Released in 2022, this action thriller stars Gerard Butler as Will Spann, an ordinary man whose life is turned upside down when his wife, Lisa, mysteriously disappears at a gas station during a road trip. What starts as a routine stop quickly becomes a nightmare. Will's frantic search uncovers a dark and dangerous world as he realizes that Lisa's disappearance is tied to criminal activity and corruption in the small town. With the clock ticking, Will is forced to push himself to his limits, confronting dangerous individuals and navigating a series of tense, high-stakes encounters. The film thrives on suspense and tight pacing, keeping viewers on edge as Will races against time to uncover the truth. Number 8. American Ultra. Released in 2015, this action comedy takes the spy thriller formula and flips it on its head with a stoner twist. The film follows Mike Howell, a small-town convenience store clerk who spends most of his days smoking weed and living a laid-back, uneventful life with his girlfriend Phoebe. But Mike's ordinary existence hides an extraordinary secret. He is actually a highly trained government sleeper agent who has no memory of his past. When the CIA suddenly decides to eliminate him, Mike's dormant skills are triggered, turning him into a lethal weapon overnight. What follows is a chaotic blend of over-the-top violence, absurd comedy, and explosive action as Mike fends off waves of operatives while trying to protect Phoebe and uncover the truth about who he really is. Number 7. Officer Black Belt. Released in 2024, this South Korean Netflix action film combines martial arts mastery with a fast-paced crime story. The film follows Lee Jung-do, an elite fighter who finds himself unexpectedly recruited into the police force after demonstrating his skills during a street confrontation. Paired with a seasoned detective, he's tasked with bringing down violent gangs and dangerous criminals who threaten the city. What sets Officer Black Belt apart is its commitment to hand-to-hand combat. Instead of relying on heavy CGI or excessive gunplay, the film highlights raw, physical fight choreography that showcases brutal efficiency and high-energy martial arts sequences. Each brawl feels both grounded and cinematic, keeping the adrenaline high from start to finish. Number 6. Welcome to the Punch. Released in 2013, this British action thriller dives into a tense cat-and-mouse game between a notorious criminal and a determined detective. The story follows Jacob Sternwood, a seasoned career criminal who resurfaces after a heist goes wrong, and Detective Max Lewinsky, the officer obsessed with bringing him to justice. When a burglary leads to a violent confrontation, the two men are drawn into a deadly chase through London, with their personal and professional lives colliding in unexpected ways. Sternwood is not just any criminal. His intelligence and foresight make him a formidable opponent, and Lewinsky's relentless pursuit pushes both men to the edge. The film excels at building suspense, using dark, rainy cityscapes and clever, Number 5. War. Released in 2019, this high-octane Bollywood action thriller brings together explosive stunts, breathtaking visuals, and an intense rivalry between two elite agents. The film follows Kabir, a former Indian military officer who goes rogue, and Khalid, his protege and top soldier, tasked with stopping him. The story kicks off with Kabir's mysterious betrayal, leaving the government and Khalid questioning his motives. As Khalid pursues his mentor across stunning international locations, from the streets of Mumbai to icy mountains, the film delivers relentless action sequences, including gunfights, hand-to-hand combat, car chases, and daring escapes. At its core, war is not just about action. It explores loyalty, betrayal, and the mentor-student dynamic. Number 4. Don't Breathe 2. Released in 2021, this tense action thriller continues the story of the blind vigilante Norman Nordstrom, reprised by Stephen Lang. Set years after the events of the first film, Norman has left his life of crime behind and is living in seclusion, raising a young girl named Phoenix, whom he has taken under his wing. The quiet, isolated life they lead is shattered when a group of dangerous criminals kidnaps Phoenix, forcing Norman to confront his violent past. What follows is a high-stakes, claustrophobic battle filled with suspenseful confrontations, clever traps, and intense hand-to-hand combat, all while Norman relies on his acute senses rather than sight. The film's strength lies in its tightly wound tension and inventive action. Director Rodo Sayagis maintains a relentless pace, keeping viewers on edge as Norman navigates booby-trapped spaces, evades gunfire, and fights off multiple attackers. Number 3. Crank. High Voltage. Released in 2009, this action-packed sequel to Crank takes adrenaline-fueled chaos to a whole new level. The film follows Chev Chelios, played by Jason Statham, who must keep his heart artificially charged with electricity after a ruthless gang steals his real heart. Chev's mission is simple in theory, but nearly impossible in practice. Track down the criminals, retrieve his heart, and survive long enough to get it back in place. What unfolds is a non-stop barrage of wild stunts, over-the-top action sequences, and darkly comedic moments. From car chases to rooftop battles, the film never lets up, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. What makes Crank High Voltage unique is its sheer audacity and energy. The story embraces absurdity, from Chev using electricity to enhance his strength to improbable fight scenarios, but it's done with a sense of fun and style that makes it entertaining rather than ridiculous. Number 2. Salt. Released in 2010, this spy action thriller stars Angelina Jolie as Evelyn Salt, a highly skilled CIA officer whose loyalty is suddenly thrown into question. When a Russian defector accuses her of being a sleeper agent, Salt must go on the run to prove her innocence while unraveling a larger conspiracy. The film immediately plunges viewers into a world of high-stakes espionage, tension, and relentless action. Salt uses her training, intelligence, and resourcefulness to evade capture, turning every confrontation into a thrilling sequence of combat, chase, and strategy. From rooftop pursuits to tense hand-to-hand fights, the action is tightly choreographed and grounded in realism, making every moment pulse-pounding. What sets Salt apart is its complex protagonist. Evelyn Salt is not a stereotypical action hero. She's cunning, morally ambiguous, and willing to bend rules to survive. Number 1. Steel Rain. Released in 2017, this South Korean action thriller combines political intrigue, high-stakes diplomacy, and intense action. The film follows Eom Chul-woo, a former North Korean Special Forces operative turned bodyguard who finds himself in the middle of a violent coup and escalating tensions between North and South Korea. When a military coup in the North threatens the fragile peace on the peninsula, Chul-woo teams up with South Korean president and key officials to prevent a full-scale war. The narrative moves at a rapid pace, blending tense political strategy with heart-pounding action sequences, including helicopter chases, gunfights, and daring escapes across treacherous terrain. Steel Rain excels in showcasing moral complexity and loyalty under pressure. Characters face impossible choices where every action has massive consequences, not just for themselves,